We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And if you would, please take the roll.
Ms. Dunn,
Here.
Mr. Stovall,
Here.
Dr. Na, Mr. Neptune. Mr. Neptune, are you there?
You're on, you got mute. You're on.
Sorry,
mute.
yes, I'm here. I had two things muted.
Through the chair, we have a quorum.
Okay, thanks, Stephanie. Okay, well, let's hopefully everyone's had a chance to look at the consent calendar. Do we have a motion on the consent calendar?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay, motion by Mr. Neptune. Second.
I wasn't
Matthew.
here. Could I
I think
second?
that's, yeah, you can, yeah.
Okay. I'll
Yes,
second
you're
the
still able
motion.
to second.
Okay. I think unless Annette corrects me, but I believe you can do that. If not, I'll do it. But so all in favor?
Well, you need
I'll do
to
a roll.
quick public comment. I'm guessing there's none, but
Okay.
It looks like we do have one member of the public attending, but no public comment at this time.
Okay. Sounds, thanks, Annette, for reminding me on that. Okay, Steph, if you take the roll.
Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Mr. Stovall,
Yes.
Mr. Neptune.
Yes,
Through the chair, motion passes.
Okay. Let me see. I know we have Chris. Who will be testifying for Chevron? That'd be someone testifying from Chevron.
Oh, I'm
Gordy?
sorry, that would be me, yeah.
I think it's
Okay.
Mr. Gillen.
That's right. That's me,
Okay.
Gordy Guillen.
Okay.
Gillen.
Okay, if you'd both please raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury and the laws of the state of California that the testimony you should give in the matters before this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
I do.
The record should reflect both responded affirmatively. And with that, then we will go to docket number S2210S, just Chevron USA Station 222. And I believe Mr. Colossian, you want to present the staff's report?
Yes, I will. Good morning. I'm Chris Kalash, and I'm a air quality specialist with the Air District. And before you this morning is Chevron USA. Before I get started on this, I just wanted to go over some quick changes. On the first page, I'm not sure if the copy you received or not had the correct info, but erroneously on location, it states that it's the Station 109 oil cleaning plant, and it should be the Station 2-22 tank vapor recovery system. And in the opening paragraph, in the nature of the problem, there are two instances in the opening sentences where it references that same oil cleaning plant. And that actually is the 2-22 tank vapor recovery system. So those changes have been made. Just want to make you aware of that.
Oh,
All right.
great.
So as stated earlier, Chris Clash, and air quality specialist for the district. For you this morning is Chevron USA. They operate an oil recovery operation within the Midway Sunset oil field. They utilize a series of tanks to process, store, and ship heavy crude oil. And as required by district rules and conditions of their permits, the tanks must be controlled by a functional and operating vapor recovery system and must be maintained in a leak-free condition at all times. Chevron needs to remove the overhead vapor recovery system piping that is connected to equipment and tanks that are out of service. Segments of the vapor recovery system piping will be replaced with new piping, while other vapor recovery system piping segments will be rerouted. During this time, Chevron has indicated that additional upgrades and maintenance may be performed as well. Chevron's requested a short variant from the applicable requirements of district rules in addition to the applicable conditions of their subject permits. The requested variance period would be for a non-consecutive 24-hour period to occur sometime between June 8th, 2022 and September 5th, 2022 inclusive. If granted, the variance would allow the continued storage of VOC containing liquids in the subject tanks without a functional or operating vapor recovery system. In lieu of obtaining a variance, Chevron could remain in compliance by draining, degassing, and cleaning the subject tanks. However, shutting down production would result in an economic loss of approximately $2,221,600 per day. Chevron has estimated that excess VOC emissions may be 135 pounds during the variance period. The district believes required findings to set forth in the California Health and Safety Code can be made and recommends that Chevron be granted a short variance with the conditions on pages 4 and 5, in addition to the changes that were indicated on page 1. And this concludes the district's presentation.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Any questions for Chris, board members? No? Okay,
I don't have any.
okay, sounds good. We'll turn then, Mr. Guillen would like to add anything to that?
No, actually, I have nothing to add to that. Chris did a great job at describing what we needed and nothing else to add.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Guillen? Okay, if not, I will go to public comment. Do we have any comment from the public?
We still have one member of the public attending and no public comment at this time.
Okay. Okay, with no further testimony, then we will close the hearing and see if we have a motion.
There was one thing I wanted to ask Mr. Guillen about.
Okay.
Real quick. We had been in communication prior to this regarding the dates, and you were going to be having a meeting with your team to ascertain as to possibly closing that window some with those dates that you requested. You were going to try to get a more accurate timeline for when that work would be done. What was the result of that meeting?
It was, so we initially asked for a 90-day range and we narrowed it down to 3 months. Or I think it actually, I'm sorry, not 3 months.
June to September.
That's right. Well, you know, I did send, it was Lance, my coworker, who sent an email requesting the revised date was a shorter period of time.
Because I'd been looking in my inbox and I hadn't received anything yet. So I just wanted to, hadn't heard from you on that.
Okay, I'll have to find his email.
Well, I was, you know, because I was wanting to know what the dates were. I mean, so Lance did email you?
Yeah, Lance also sent an email to the district. Let me take a look. I can tell you right now. And I know he contacted somebody. I thought it was you, Chris.
No.
Okay, so he's asking for a 30-day window
Okay,
instead of a 90-day window.
okay. And
I
when was that? window?
apologize. I apologize for that.
And what is that? What is that window?
That's
between which
so
date?
starting, we have a target date of, we want to start the work on June 28th. And I'm sorry. That would be, see, 28th for the work, and we will ask for a 30-day window starting on June 20th. So June 20th and ending on July 19th.
Okay. Now, Annette, if I need to, do I need to redo anything on my statement as far as those changes that will be made?
No, just that, that's. the
No,
only-
no, I was asking Annette.
Yeah, well, just on the order.
Right,
the
but do I need to
ultimate order and
formally
the
state?
conditions
do I
of
need to
the
formally
variance.
state anything? Do I need to formally state anything right now or no? Is that okay?
Yeah, I would just clarify whatever the
Okay.
conditions of the variance are going
Okay,
to be.
so essentially what that will end up doing
Make whatever changes or.
on page 2, the petitioner's request, that change will now show, instead of this June 8th, it'll be June 20th, 2022 through or to July 19th, 2022. And that will also make a change on page 4, which is condition 1, which talks about the June to September dates. That will now be changed to June 20th, 2022 and July 19th, 2022. Let's see here. So then I think on condition 9, it should be August 4th, 2022, instead of this September 20th, 2022 date for the summary report. So that will also be a change as well on condition number 9. So those would be the only impact, the only impact this would have on the staff report. So.
Okay, great. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Any questions then for Chris or Mr. Gahan as a result of the changes? No. Okay. Any public comment on the changes? No. Okay, well then we will reclose the hearing and see if we have a motion incorporating the changes we've discussed.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Blaine. Mr. Blaine,
Mr. Blaine.
Mr. Neptune.
I move to approve Chevron's petition for a short variance set forth in docket number S2210S with the required 6 findings of the Health and Safety Code adopted by reference as set forth in the staff report. The variance shall be for a non-consecutive 24-hour period from the dates June 20th, 2022 to July 19th, 2022. And shall be subject to the conditions on pages 4 and 5 of the staff report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Neptune. We have a second. Ms. Dunn?
I'll second.
Okay, so a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, any further public comment? Okay, Stephanie, if you would take the roll.
Okay, Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Mr. Stovall,
Yes.
Mr. Neptune,
Yes.
through the chair, motion passes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stephanie. Okay. So that carries, and that was the only item on the agenda as far as hearings. So now would be the time for any additional public comment. This time is made available for comments from the public on matters within the board's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda. It's requested that no comments be made during this period on items on the agenda. The public may make comments after each board agenda item during the time allowed for public comment. Additionally, state law prohibits the hearing board from acting on matters that are not on this agenda. Do we have any public comment?
Through the chair, we do not have any public attendees at this time.
Okay. Thank you. Hearing board members, just a great job as always. Appreciate everyone's participation. Others?
Mr. Stovall, I have a comment. I don't know if the hearing boards had the pleasure of meeting our new district council that'll be replacing Jesse's role at the district, and it's Isela Wells. And then also, there's another change that's occurring. Patrick Houlihan was promoted to a supervisor in our planning department.
Oh,
Patrick's years and years of working on the variance
right.
coming to an end. He's done a great job, and he's going to be sorely missed, especially by me. But kudos to Patrick, and welcome aboard, Isela.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
welcome.
Yes, Clay, you
Ellen.
beat me to it. I was going to
congratulations.
introduce Acela myself as well. So she will be taking over as a representative of the board, of the hearing boards, probably next month. If we have, I know in July, a lot of times, sometimes we don't necessarily have hearing board, but within about a month, she'll start to represent the hearing boards.
Okay, great. Well,
Great.
thank you. Well, again, welcome, Ms. Sala and Patrick, onward and upward, huh? Is that
Yeah, 14 and a half years. Seen many
Wow.
changes, many board member changes. And it's my time to bow out as well. I'll be joining, like they said, Jesse Fierro's group. So in the planning and rural development. So big changes and a lot of work ahead of me.
Congratulations, Pat.
Thank you.
great,
And
great.
hope leave you in good hands. Hopefully wishing a smooth hearing board for many more years to come.
Thank you.
Great, thank you, Patrick, and thank you, Clay, for bringing that to our attention. I appreciate that. Okay, well, there being no new business that I'm aware of, now would be the time to speak up if you have something, but with that, we will adjourn. Our next regular meeting will be July 13, 2022. If we have business on that date, I'm sure Stephanie will be letting us know, or C or someone. So appreciate everyone's participation, and have a great June.
John, are we assumed to be on Zoom from now on?
Good question, Annette.
Yeah, so the governing board, each month that the governing board meets, the governing board makes a determination whether or not to allow continue to allow remote meetings such as this through Zoom for the next 30 days. So at next week's governing board hearing, the governing board will decide again whether to renew their resolution to continue this for the subsequent 30 days. And so it's always in 30-day increments. The governing board addresses it, and then that decision applies to hearing board. It applies to our citizens advisory committee, other district public meetings. So we expect that the governing board will renew the authorization to allow continued remote participation. But I don't know. I can't predict how far into the future that's going to go. If I had to guess, I'd say the days are numbered.
The days are numbered.
Yeah, probably.
But right now, because of the way the COVID cases, they're definitely, there's been, significant increase in cases. And so that justifies the ability to allow continued remote participation.
Right. Yeah, I know that's the case in Kern County. I assume
Yeah.
Fresno as well. So.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone, and stay safe. And we will maybe see you in July, and we'll see what happens.
See
Okay.
you then.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.